Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scott. Welcome to One Last Hand. We're about to do an unboxing of Critter Kitchen. I picked this up at the UK Games Expo, and quick disclaimer, I have already opened it and played a game, so I'll be able to give you a little bit of an overview. Just bear in mind there were some punch boards and some other bits in here, but I still want to show you the components because it is a beautiful game. It's brought to us by Lucky Duck and Cardboard, Alchemy, Alex Cutter, Peter C. Hayward and Sandara Tang doing the artwork. And if we just switch this over, we've got It's Restaurant Week in Bristow Bay. Gather the best ingredients, complete meal challenges, and delight a celebrity critic. Do well and you'll be known as the best restaurant in Bristow Bay. Players simultaneously and secretly send their free chefs out to gather the best ingredients. Some chefs are faster, while others can carry more ingredients. So planning is essential. Savvy restaurateurs keep their eyes open for rumours which tip you off as to what the critics most desire. A multitude of different critics, rumours and zoo chefs means every game is fresh. I played this and I'll talk about that right at the end. The other thing we're unboxing is this À La Carte Expansion for which I also picked up and I haven't played with. Okay, let's open this up. It's 1 to 5 players, the base game, 12 and up, and each game should take around 60 minutes. Ours took a little bit longer because we were learning. Here's the rulebook. It's pretty clearly laid out. It felt pretty good when we picked it up and learnt it. So there's a 23 page, although some of those are solo. I think these last 4 pages or so are. And now let's dive into it. Let's have a little look. So what have we got? We have our player screen. So you are going to be hiding between these screens with your items. So if we just open this up, you can see this will stand on in front of you. And if we just look at the back here, you can see it does have some detail. So you can always look at this to remind yourself as to what you're doing and how you're doing it. So we've got some screens here, which we'll just tuck out of the way. There's a handful of those to play. We have these little plate tokens. These are for your meals. Each one, you may not be able to see this, each one just has a little couple of indentations on it, just so you know which meal is which, and that will become important when I show you the board. We then have these. These are our zoo chefs. So you can see here, this is a little otter here. So you can see that just there. And that otter is one of the many, and I won't get them all out, but you'll be able to see them here. Various zoo chefs. You're going to be able to essentially take another action with these pieces, and they all have special abilities. So as you go through, you're going to be able to make use of those if you're able to pick them up. We have the board, similar to Flamecraft in this one. Long, thin board. Let's just talk you through it. You go through 3 shopping phases, and after each phase, you're going to turn over a challenge card. That's going to have a meal on. We'll have a look at those in a second. You then do the same thing, but between those, you're going to score the meal and and determine how many stars you get for each one. So at the end of 3 rounds, you'll do this. This bit here is where you track turn order. Means you get first sort of pick of items or ingredients. Then we do another 3 phases with another challenge meal. And then finally, you've got the last section here, which is how you do your final scoring. You'll have some unique scoring cards here that you can only look at if you pick up one of these tokens. And here is where your critic will sit. Just along these sections here, these are your scoring. You prepare your meals, then whoever's got the most soups gets 1 token or 1 star. Whoever's got the all 7 courses gets 1 star. Whoever's got the best star rating or total rating of each of the courses will score points, 1 star for that. Then you score on the rumours, that's these cards here. Then you get your bonus score, so you'll have sort of a unique player ability which has a score on it. And then you total up all of your stars at the end. We'll have a look at that in a bit more detail in a second. We have the bag of ingredients. You can see here, Bristow Bay, bag of ingredients. And if we open this up, in here you will see a collection, a plethora of different tokens. So you can see this is a carrot worth 3. This is a carrot worth 6. Over here you've got a cheese. You've got these little tokens here which will double your points for a particular ingredient. So you can see this one is wine. There's some wild ones in here as well. And then you've got these which are what you use to be able to look at the rumours to help you score the right way. So there's a whole bag of those ingredients that go out. I did pick this up at UK Games Expo, and we got a little promo pack. So this is an octopus sous chef that we get. So that's in there as well. Then what have we got? There's a load of baggies in this game. I did use some of my own because they're just a little bit small. We've got this. These are our sort of our ingredients plates. This is where you're going to score your last final round, and you can see you've got bread, carrot, cheese, fish, meat, mushrooms, and wine. So you're going to be scoring all those as you go, and there's a few of those. And we've got some more plates over here. And as you can see on the back of the plates, each one has a particular colour. We've got our chefs. So there's 5 different colours in here. You can see here we've got our large chef, our medium chef, our small chef, little tiny chef, and then our chef's hat as a round tracker, so you can see those just there. Tuck those to the side. We've got a few more plates, so you can see the rest of the colours here: orange, red, yellow, purple, and blue, I think, is the last one. Then we've got various soups, and I think they're bisques, not 100% sure. Borsk, maybe that's what it is. But these are little tokens. These can be used as sort of wild cards. They can also add to the quality of your dishes, so you can add an extra 1 to the ingredients, or use it as a replacement ingredient. You're not able to use the soups to cover all ingredients, but you are able to use them to boost or to replace 1 or 2 of the items in there. A couple more screens there. Let's just tuck this plate out of the way. We have stars. These are all used for scoring at the end of the game. So we've got 10s, 5s, and 1s. So a load of scoring opportunities there. Then we get into the player board. So let's have a quick look at those. We have a lovely piece of art on it. Fantastic piece of art on it. And then we have where you mark if you've looked at any rumours. So you can look at any rumours as you go. You just lay the tokens down here. This is where you will lay your cards for each location. So at the start of a round, everyone's going to simultaneously pick their location cards for their small chef, their medium chef, and their large chef. And then you all turn them over together, and you place your chef icons or your chef minis out at those locations. Then you're going to be able to pick up ingredients, depending on how many other people are there. And if we flip this over, you'll see here is the scoring chart where you can tally up all of your stars at the end. And again, there's some more all fantastic artwork on these. I have to say they look fantastic in terms of how they're drawn. Amazing. Okay, let me just show you these then. So this is what you use depending on the number of players. These are the location tokens. So you're going to lay these under the board. You can see there's a slot for your small chef, your medium chef, your large chef, and you might end up with everyone sent their small chef here, their large chef here, and their medium chef here, for example. And then it's going to come down to turn order. But the other thing you're doing is laying out ingredients. So you can see there's 3 slots here, there's 4 slots here, there's 5 slots here. The number is for how many players you've got. So these are the boards you'll lay out based on the players. And then you go to these locations and you're able to pick up ingredients from these. So there's a number of different locations. We've got the desert, vendor, the air docks, lantern lane, garden, top shop. We've got the midnight merchant. Sorry, that said market, didn't it, I think? No, the midnight merchant. We've got the soup truck, which is where you can pick up soup, but also everything that's left at the end of a round comes back to this. And then you've got the chef academy. This is where you're going to be able to pick up your 1 sous chef per round. And a lot of this game is about how you get your people out and who else is going to those locations at the same time. Because you could genuinely go there and just end up with 1 soup, which is not ideal. We've got these little tokens. These are wild tokens and one that just marks an ingredient. So for one of the meals, you don't have to have all 3. We've got some more tokens. Obviously, we've seen those already for the various player counts. And then we've got the cards. So let me just open these up and show you what I can. We have various location cards. So you can see here, each location has its own card. So we've got the soup truck, we've got the garden top shop, we've got the desert vendor, we've got the water market, and we've got the air docks and lantern lane. And then you're into another one. So they're the red cards. This is how you're going to determine and put in front of your player board where people are going. So if we just grab that, you might lay this card here, and when you flip it over, our level 1 chef is going to the water market. So that's how you determine where it is and how people are sort of locked into those locations as you go. Then we've got a load of cards which I think are all for solo play. I haven't tried these yet. I will be trying it, but I think these are all solo play from the looks of things. We definitely didn't need them in any of our rounds. So you can see there's a lot of different cards there for solo. And then we've got these cards here, and this is going to have a few things. So we've got our zoo chefs, which is, you can see here, Carol the koala. If you are after your last pick, if you are at the back of the priority track, gain a star. So they all have special abilities, but they've also got an ingredients amount that they're allowed to carry. So you can see here, this one is a 1, but they are going to essentially act as a 4th chef for you during the game. So there's a whole host of those that you can pick up and use there. Again, amazing artwork on these. Then we have the Maitre D card, which is just kind of showing you the process of setting up and the rounds. We've got Cosmos the Octopus, which was the promo for this when we got it from UK Games Expo. Then we have these are the challenge meal. So you can see here, this challenge meal requires bread, fish and cheese. This one here, wine, bread and meat, and so on and so forth. When you turn over your 3rd challenge of a round, you're actually going to put an X token on this one. You're only going to need to fulfill these. But essentially you're going to be putting your ingredients down on these cards, and you're really trying to get the best meals you can to score the most points. What else have we got? We have these cards here, which are more location cards. We'll tuck those out of the way for now. We have these red cards here. These are your critics, I think. So you can see here there's a whole host of different critics that you can potentially use. The mouse is the starting critic. So you can see here, when preparing a meal, the critic meal, your cheese course may include any amount of cheese. When scoring, the best of these cheese earns an extra 2 points. So you're going to get extra points for your cheese on that one. And there you go. There's a whole host of those, which you only use 1 per game. So you're going to have a fair few amounts of playing before you get into using the same ones. We then have these are your starting chefs. So you could pick one of these. You can see this one's worth 3 stars. It's Anthony Bourdain. You may gain an item from the token bag instead of a constellation soup. Marcus Roosterson. Maybe more so for the UK market. We have Goat and Ramsay, I guess worldwide market now. But we've also got Jamie Owl Liver, which sounds like an ingredient actually, but that's those. Then we've got these rumour cards, and again, adding more randomness, variety to the game. You can see there's various things here. So 2 stars if your remaining soup quality is equal or higher to than the highest valued bread before spice. What's interesting is you can see this little orange towel at the bottom here. If we go over this way, see this one has a white towel. The white towel indicates that they are sort of the easier version of this and what they recommend playing with. But that is everything that is in this box. There's another little cheeky little zoo chef just snuck out over here. That is everything that's in this box. I think we just tuck this one to the side. And I want to try and keep these things separate, but let's see how we do, because this is the À La Carte Expansion. You can see that down here. This adds a few things. It adds up to 6 or 7 players is included in this. 24 new zoo chefs. It's got various new carts. So let's just read this. Cart vendors have come to Bristow Bay for Restaurant Week, offering everything from coffee and cookbooks to tofu and trophies. All this excitement has brought new critics, restaurateurs, zoo chefs to town to join the fun. Meals are meant to be shared, and now you can share Critter Kitchen with more players. 6 to 7 player mode. More meals and more fun. Additional chairs not included. So let's open this up. And I say I've opened this, but we haven't played with it, so I can't tell you too much about it. We have a rulebook, and as you can see here, there's not a huge amount more added in. There isn't anything about solo in here from what I can see, so I think these cards are likely to just be used in the expansion. We've got a new player board here and here, so pink and green being added, and again, amazing artwork on those. We have a couple of new player screens. We'll just open those up quickly so you can see the artwork on them. I didn't show you the artwork on the other ones actually, so we'll do that now. So here you go. There's the green, and we'll just open this one up. There's the rosé, I guess. Very nice looking artwork. Then we have these, and I don't know how these are going to work, but we've got these little pie dials, which I'm really interested about, and you can see they're all different color pies. And then we've got these, which are trucks, carts. So they actually go into where we put these. We're actually going to tuck these underneath here. So you might have an ice cream cart at the water market. Something along those lines. So that's going to be interesting to see how they play. There's a whole host of these. So yeah, it'll be interesting to know how they all fit into the actual game. Then you've got additional plates and ingredient tracks for players. So that's those. We've got the green and the pink player tokens. We won't open that up, but there you go. You can see those there. Just keep these over here out of the way. I'm just going to tuck these over here so I don't get confused. We've got some new cards, which we'll try and open in a second. And then we have a load more zoo chefs. Again, I won't punch these out, but they're thick card. You can see here a load more of those. Then we've got various new ingredients tracks and more soup. And then these look like they're from obviously the expansion and carts and stuff. Little newspapers at the bottom there, trophies on these carrots. Again, I don't know how this is going to all implement into the main game, but you can see lots of variety here to be added to it. Let's open some of these up. I've got some scissors somewhere, bear with me. Okay, what have we got going on here then? So we should obviously have our location cards. But I think it also adds a load more starting chefs and the like. So we've got all of these, which look like they are cart setups. So yeah, it'll be interesting to know how these interact with the game. But various cart setup cards. Then we've got our additional zoo chefs. So Alex the alpaca, Billy Buffalo, Donna Donkey, Emma Eagle. And they are obviously all going to add a bit more variety to that. Then we've got our additional, let's have a little look, our additional player locations. So you can see here exactly the same as what we had before. There they all go. Have they got different art on them? Hold on, let's just have a little look. No, so they're the same. Have these got different art? Or am I just imagining it? I can talk. Okay. Yeah, no, they've all got the same art. So there's those cards. So different colours for the new players. And then what have we got here? We've got our additional chef. So you can see Guy Berry. Gain a wild rumour from the token bag, and at the start of the game, for each rumour token you have, add 1 to the quality. So there's a few of those. And then there's these, which are more critics. So free player plus the Wolverine, the pig, the hyena. So it'll be interesting to know which ones of these we can put into the base game and which ones we can't. But that is that. There you go. There is the expansion plus the additional cards, the promo card from picking this up at the expo. And look, just to wrap up, we played it tonight for the first time, and I very much enjoyed it. It's very much Flamecrafty. It's very chill. It's a pretty simple game to get to the table. It's ages 12 and up. I think that's probably fair. There's a little bit of complexity to it. My only concern with it is there's a chance that you could play the whole game and never really get any ingredients. If you were always, I mean, it's not strictly true because there's kind of turn order mitigation, but you could all end up going to the same place multiple times, and then eventually you would end up in a place where you're not getting the things you need because you're lower down the pecking order. If you went with a larger chef, for example, yes, you can carry more, but other people are going to pick it up. So, there's this kind of mitigation of what you're able to pick up and how you're able to pick it up. But, it didn't happen in our game. There's a few times where someone just got some consolation soup. But, it's about picking the right time, picking the right spot, which is usually what board games are, right? So there's a little bit of randomness in it. But it's also very cute and very fun and pretty quick to get to the table and play. And yeah, I'd recommend it. we'll play it a few more times before I give a proper review. But certainly one that if you've got kids of that sort of age, I don't think you're going to go too far wrong with it. I've heard a lot of people say that they prefer this to Flamecraft. I don't know if that's just a newness thing, but yeah, very, very nice. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe button, go and check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel, and keep an eye out for more unboxings and more content and reviews and gameplay and everything else that goes on in the channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.